Very much. I am back, and I'm happy. I'm happy Parliament in its wisdom, and I want to thank the Speaker and the rest of the team for giving me a chair that has written ranking member, so that in the event next Parliament you don't become a Deputy Speaker or a Speaker, you will also be given a ranking seat. This is a tradition. Mr. Speaker, I think as I allow the chair to finish, under the Ratification Act, this agreement ultimately will come to this House. It will come to this House. And it will be subjected to either Committee on Defense or on Trade. And the same agreement will be subjected to the US Congress. So I think now we are at the initial stage. It's something that we are all happy about it, but I'm sure the answer so far given by the chair is enough. But I think let's wait. And I still want to go back to what Honorable Wandai said. You know, a special sitting is gazetted, and the items for discussion are in the Gazette notice. So I think, Chair, as much as we go further,
yes, that's
I think we should give more time to the issues that brought us back.
That's
Mr. Speaker, again, with the numbers that are rising in the COVID-19, some of us just came for those specific business so that we can go back and save our families. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, because I have to get used to the new environment. Mr. Speaker, as I support this list, first, I want to thank both the leader of majority and the minority, because in my old position, this is one of the most difficult things that the whips and the leader of majority go through, combining and compiling a committee list to members. But let me not dwell on that. Let me dwell on the importance of committees. Committees are a vital tool and organ for any legislative procedure and processes. Without having an effective and efficient committees, then the plenary will have no business. That must come out very, very clearly. Whether it is the processing of bills, either government or private members' bills, whether it is dealing with the petitions, whether it is dealing with statements and questions under the presidential system of government, of governance. Second and more important, it's committees that conduct a fundamental constitutional obligation known as public participation. So committees do review legislative proposals that are brought to this House. Committees scrutinize the governance activity, the policies, the trade agreements, and all ratifications. Committees deal with the investigation and special issues like Public Accounts Committee and public investment. Committees like appointment, they deal with the vetting and approval of executive appointments. And finally, committees provide a platform for public participation in the execution of specific items. And all committees are, in my opinion, and Mr. Speaker, you know, Honorable Kimunya, because he's learning the ropes, there are certain things that party leaders give instruction that you don't say it on the floor of the House. It might, in a way, contradict the standing orders. You know, yeah, there are things that you do administratively in-house in your offices. Because when we are here, we are guided by the standing orders. And I want to make it very clear now, the House has given you 30 days. In fact, the standing orders are very clear that elections should have taken place within 7 days. But because the House override the standing orders and gave you 30 days, I think from the time when we got the 30 days, the few days which are remaining must be enough for committees to conduct elections. Speaker, the other thing I really want to raise, and I'm sure, you know, in future I think even the clerk's office should put the order paper the way we are used to, 24 hours. Now that I have enough time, I wanted to study the order paper, look at it in compliance with the standing orders. But I'm sure I hold a PhD, I do this. That is not important. I think when you walk into, and because we have a presidential system of government, system of governance, if you go to the Congress, if you go to the US Senate, if you go to the House of Commons, there are specific name tags. You don't put the name tag. The moment a member arrives and takes his seat, the clerk of that committee is supposed to put a name tag on that so that the person you're interrogating can say that the person asking me the question is Honorable Junet, the person asking me. So, Mr. Speaker, I think as we move on, in my conclusion, I say the functions of committees are critical to this House. Committees must be effective. Committees must be efficient. To become a chair or a vice chair is a privilege that the House gives you. And you must not abuse that privilege. You must not go to bed with the people you oversight. There must be a distance, there must be a space between the departments, the agencies, and the ministries that you oversight. There must be consultation and concurrence with those agencies. But when it comes to really issues of oversight, you must be ready to say, this is wrong and this is right. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I again want to thank you very, very much for according me a specific seat with a ranking member. Again, I became the first ranking member in the House, and I want to thank the House Business Committee, the clerk's office, and everybody for that respect and for that appreciation.
You asked the leader of majority
Thank you.